Hey everybody, this is Simon here, and I'd like to share a few ideas with you today. It's regarding becoming aware of what you're inviting into your experience. A Course in Miracles says that what you don't want cannot come into your experience unless you invite it. And this is very much true. This has very much been true in my own experience, that when I'm going to do something and I invite something that I don't want, something that doesn't make me feel comfortable, something that just is not what I prefer, I usually manifest that in some way, shape, or form. Doesn't have to be a big disastrous event, but it can be just something that makes me feel uncomfortable or something in this nature. So, it's like, think of it this way: becoming 100% aware of your own thoughts, because every thought is basically an intention. So if you're thinking negative thoughts, you're you're sending out to the universe negative intentions, basically. And the same thing goes, of course, with positive, uplifting, encouraging thoughts, or but basically, in our everyday lives, we're always like, on some level, expecting something or inviting something when we're doing something. For example, when we're going to work, or when we're going to our car, or to the subway, or to meet our friends, whatever it is, it's usually we have some form of expectation or some form of inner invitation of what is going to happen. And this very much controls how our experience unfolds. So if we're inviting what we really want, for example through prayer, or through just like writing down more goals, whatever, but for example through prayer, if we're actively inviting what we want, it's already on its way into our experience. And the same thing goes with experiences that we do not prefer. It's very much in our own power, in our own control, whether we encounter these things. But a lot of people are not aware of this. A lot of people are just blaming outer circumstances or conditions for experiences that are uncomfortable, or just experiences that are not what they prefer. A lot of people blame external circumstances for that, but it's really in their own power to control whether or not they're going to experience these things in the first place. So what I'd like to share with you, basically the core of this, is to become aware of what you're inviting into your everyday lives. Like, just think of this when you're gonna go to the supermarket. What are you inviting? What are you expecting? What are you bringing into your awareness of what is going to happen when you go to the supermarket? Just such a tiny thing. You can just play around with these things and like start inviting what you want. Somebody smiling at you, or somebody saying hi, or I don't know, meeting an old friend, whatever it is for you, I don't know, but you can start inviting what you want into your everyday lives, and it will start to appear more and more frequently, because you are a creator. You are creating your own you're creating your own reality, basically. So it's very powerful to realize that you can reclaim your power as a creator of what you're inviting into your experience. And For me, the best example is basically how to not invite what you don't want. I've had struggles with this where I know what it is that I don't want to experience, but then when I'm going to do something, it's like an automatic response in my mind that sort of goes off, and then I invite it and I experience it. But that's where you have to cut the pattern. You have to like be very conscious, very aware of when you're inviting what you don't want, and you go into that. You basically consciously deactivate that mechanism by consciously inviting something else. And this is really, I mean, this is really interesting when you start to understand the power of this, that you can actually invite into your experience what it is you want to experience. And you don't have to experience things that you don't want. It's fully in your own control. So basically everything in your life that you're experiencing that you don't want to experience, on some level you are inviting it. So by being responsible for this, you're reclaiming the power to change this. You're owning this. So you can't change what you don't own, basically. And if you own the things that you don't want, if you realize, wow, I'm actually inviting these things into my everyday life, then you can also change this by inviting something else. And how do you invite something else? Just like you invite it. It's basically an intention. You set an intention. And this is basically what I want to share with you, reclaiming the power of inviting what you really want into your experience instead of what you don't want. So thank you for watching, and have an amazing day, and be happy.